Okay, welcome in. I'm now going to be previewing the Stanley Cup Final as the Edmonton Oilers, the number 2 seed in the Pacific Division, are taking on the Atlantic Division champions in the Florida Panthers. It's been quite a journey for both of these teams. For Florida, they pretty much dominated most of the season, and they've been very dominant in the playoffs. As the Edmonton Oilers, a very rocky start at the beginning. They fired their coach, brought in Knobloch, and they've been virtually unstoppable ever since. The only team I believe gave them a hard time in the postseason would be the Vancouver Canucks, as they took care of business against the Kings and the Dallas Stars just recently. So to click on the playoff bracket, just so you can see, I've done an actual simulation on NHL 24, and all the series went exactly as planned. If a series went 7 games, you can see 4-3. If a game went 6 games, 4-2, 4-1, and if it was ever a sweep, which would be the first round with the Rangers and the Capitals, it was 4-0. It took a very long time to get this completed because you can't. With NHL, you can't force a team to win, so it's pretty much just simulate it. If the right team wins, cool. If not, start over. It's the story of my life. Anyway, so looking at the playoff bracket, like I said, the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers are the 2 teams representing in the Stanley Cup Finals. This is the first time these 2 teams have met each other in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Florida Panthers, this is their 3rd time in the finals. The first time was in '96 against the Avalanche. They got swept, and then just this last year they played against the Vegas Golden Knights, and unfortunately that series was very short-lived. They went down 4-1. So can the 3rd time be the charm for the Florida Panthers? It is very possible. Again, like I just said, they are a very dominant team. It's not a fluke that they made the finals last year and then were as dominant as they were this past season. On the other side, the Edmonton Oilers are making their 8th appearance in the Stanley Cup Finals. They have won 5 cups out of 7 times. The 2 times they lost, I believe, was the first time was in like '83 or '84 when they lost to the Islanders, and then back in 2006 they lost in 7 games to the Carolina Hurricanes. So can this finally be the year that a team from Canada can win the Cup for the first time in 31 years, or will the trend continue, and will the Panthers get their first Stanley Cup in franchise history? This is a tough series to call. I will say this before I make my prediction, that I do believe this will go 6 or 7 games. There's no way the Panthers are going to sweep the Oilers or vice versa. These 2 teams are very good offensively, defensively. Now, I will say this, I will give the edge, just a slight edge, to Bobrovsky with the Panthers over Stuart Skinner, mainly because Bobrovsky has the experience. He's obviously been here, went to a Cup final, as I just said, with this same team just a season ago, so he was along for the ride. He was along for the ride last year, and again, just as dominant this season as well. Now, for Skinner, he's had a few hiccups. In the first round, he didn't play 100% great, and then in Vancouver, he obviously got yanked for games 4 and 5, came back, and he has not given up the net ever since, going 6-2 since being basically scratched for game 5, or game 4, I believe, of their 2nd round series with the Canucks. This is a tough one. It's a flip of a coin. It's 50-50. You're down to 2 teams right now, so both teams have a 50% chance of getting the Stanley Cup. I'm going to give the Oilers the edge in this one, only because of the line changes that they've done, because of the commitment of Knobloch and a fantastic coaching staff. You can't really complain, especially when you have a Hall of Fame guy like Paul Coffey. This defensive group has definitely improved since he took over at the helm as the assistant coach. Not trying to disrespect Florida, they could easily get their first Stanley Cup, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But again, I'm just making a bold prediction. I believe the Cup drought will finally end after 31 years north of the border, and the Oilers could claim their 6th championship. And what an achievement it would be with the likes of McDavid and Draisaitl. Alrighty, that takes care of my predictions for the Stanley Cup Finals. I will be doing my reviews after each game. We still have 6 days, I believe, until puck drop. I believe it's on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, in Florida for games 1 and for game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Alrighty, no point me rambling on, saying the same stuff over and over again. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, take care.